Over here, and so our viewers remember, we have captured a number of dictators throughout history. Now, you start in March of 2003. The U.S. went to war, Operation Iraqi Freedom, an invasion into Iraq to free the Iraqi people. And then by late November, up north of Tikrit, Saddam Hussein was captured. It wasn't without, obviously, a long war. That was less the law enforcement operation that we're seeing this morning in a full military operation. But then back in March of 1989, December of 1989, you saw that Manuel Noriega, leader there in Panama, and a narco trafficker was captured alive. It wasn't without some casualties, more than 20 of our U.S. service members, but he was ultimately prosecuted on narco trafficking and money laundering charges and sentenced to 40 years in prison. And then a less known one, going back to 1983 under President Ronald Reagan, the effort capturing alive Hudson Austin, the leader there in Grenada, also not a clean operation. And so when you sort of put this in some sort of historical context, and we don't yet know the details, we'll learn at 11 a.m., and we don't know how the governance of who will take over. Will it be Maria Machado or others in Venezuela? Will Venezuela cease to be a narco-terror state? That's the hope and clearly the goal of the administration. But as history plays out, this one is possibly going to go down as one of the most unique and successful operations tackling such a monumental task of eradicating the threat of narcotics, which you full well know, Dr. Sapphire, about the dangers that these drugs bring to the U.S., particularly young people.
Yeah, and as we start seeing specifically Democratic members of Congress coming out and criticizing the president, questioning the legality of this, while I can't necessarily attest to that, it's important to remind people that there was a humanitarian crisis for the Venezuelan people under the reign of Nicolás Maduro after Hugo Chavez, essentially 25 years of socialism, which drove the country into the ground. These people have been living in poverty. But here, from a United States standpoint, Venezuela and their role in the drug trafficking throughout the world, but specifically to our country, it's a national security issue here. And with over 1 million people having died from these drug overdoses, President Trump has made it clear that he is tackling narco-terrorism and he is putting America first. And part of that is you have to dismantle the Maduro regime. They need to face trial. They were indicted in 2020 for their role in narco-terrorism, and President Trump is just continuing to make good on what he has said. He was indicted. President Biden then went into the White House.
Please subscribe to our official channel, USA News.